welcome back to my channel. It's me, Rhea Peterson. How's it going? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rhea Peterson and this is Meal Prep Monday. I do a lot of different kinds of content. I do cleaning, organizing, food, and just kind of life in general. But this video specifically is for meal prep. I am a personal trainer. I also am currently training for a marathon, my first marathon, and I have been making an effort to have prepared meals for me in the fridge, mostly lunch, because lunch is like, I can't. It's an inconvenient meal for me, so I'm trying to be better about lunch. And so I'm bringing you along with me. This week, I'm only doing meal prep for me. This is a meal prep for one type situation. With a caveat to that, I am making things that can go in the freezer and things that my kids will probably like and my husband will like, but I'm focusing solely on my meals this week. My husband's schedule does not call for him to need this stuff, so that's what we're doing, a meal prep for one. We're gonna do a buffalo chickpea pasta salad with my own little twist to boost the greens. I'm gonna do a homemade granola that will be packed with nutrients like chia seeds, hemp hearts, gluten-free gluten-free oatmeal, things like that. And then I'm also going to be doing some breakfast burritos to help me in the mornings with breakfast, just to kind of bump up the protein and also feel more satiated throughout the day so that I'm not snacking. I'm a grazer, so I'm fine on just a handful of crackers or nuts throughout the day, but that means that I'm lacking in more nutrient dense meals and doesn't benefit me much. So I hope that that sounds good to you. I will link all of the recipes in the description box along with any equipment that might be something that you'd be interested in the description box as well. I upload multiple times a week. If you're not already, please like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up. That's the like part. That was redundant, but anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's go. Okay, so I apologize if you can hear my dishwasher. It's very loud. I'm just realizing, like crazy loud today. So I have a couple of different things that I am making today, and I wasn't originally going to include potatoes in the breakfast burritos, but I had some left over from like our 4th of July palooza, and I don't want them to sprout. So I'm going to include them in the breakfast burritos. So I'm gonna air fry those. I need to get the oven preheated for the homemade granola, and that's gonna be like a low and slow bake. And I also need to drain the chickpeas, rinse them off, and kind of get them drying a little bit. So I'm gonna start with the chickpeas, and then get the rest of the potatoes done. Thankfully, the potatoes are pre-washed, so I don't need to rinse those or anything. I just need to cut them and get them air frying. But I want the chickpeas to have time to kind of dry a little bit while we work on the other stuff. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use avocado oil, salt, pepper, and then garlic and onion powder. And it's measure with your heart situation. Okay, so my air fryer is preheated. I just preheated it. I just do, here, I'll show you. So I just press air fry, 400, start, it'll preheat. Once it's preheated, I'm gonna add in half of these. And we'll go from there. Just to make life easier, let's do though. These already have oil on them, but I don't have liners, so we're just gonna use more oil. All right. I'm gonna leave this set for 20 minutes, but I'm gonna set a timer on my watch to check them in 10. So we'll come back and check on them in a little bit. Okay, so I just got a pot of water boiling. The chickpea salad, it is a pasta-based salad. So I need to cook the noodles, and I'm getting redundant. I'm gonna use chickpea noodles in it. I'm trying to minimize my use of gluten just for some dietary reasons. And so I'm choosy where I have it right now. I'm gonna use glutinous tortillas, so I'm gonna not have gluten-y noodles. But while that water comes to a boil and my tea steeps, I'm going to toss together all of the granola stuff and get that in the oven, and then hopefully our water will be boiling by then. Let's check on our potatoes first. Okay, so I altered the recipe. Instead of nuts, I opted to use hemp seed hearts, chia seeds, and pumpkin seeds. I'm not a huge fan of nuts mixed in with things. I don't mind them on their own, but I just don't like them and stuff. So I did link the recipe that I'm basing this off in the description, and I wrote down roughly what I did different along with it. But I also didn't have enough honey. And so I just topped it off with some maple syrup. I get mine at Costco. We just like their natural pure maple syrup. It's delicious. So I did that, and it turned out really, really good. This granola we're going to make again and again. It's really good. Okay, so the chickpea stuff is really easy. I am going to change the recipe a little bit because this wouldn't be a Rhea food video if I didn't, immediately go off course. But the chickpeas are really easy. All I need to do is toss them with buffalo, let me get it. I don't know why I don't have it. Frank's Red Hot. Primal Kitchen has a really good buffalo sauce as well, but I like this. It's just really straightforward, not a lot going on, and it's my favorite hot sauce. So anytime I see anything buffalo, I will likely be making it. So I'm gonna get the chickpeas on here, add 2 tablespoons of the red hot sauce, stick it in my other oven. While the granola is baking, we've got the noodles in the pot. They're gonna be here in like 30 seconds. Drain those and then cook up some sausage. Is this going quick? Beeping. Let's take a look. there for about 25 minutes. It should be browning at the edges. It isn't yet, so I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes. Okay, so our chickpeas are almost done. The granola is almost done. I'm going to cook the sausage. A couple of videos ago, I froze a bunch of leftover sausage, so I'm glad that it gets to come back already. And it thawed really fast because I froze it flat. But I'm gonna cook up the sausage and then I'm going to make the eggs. In hindsight, I'm gonna swap out my pan because I still have to make the eggs. And this timer's gonna go off any second. So it's a little chaotic right now, but it'll come together and it'll be great. So here's the chickpeas and the granola. They are all done and out of the oven. With the breakfast burritos that I'm starting, I'm not really following a recipe. I'm just putting in what sounded good in a burrito. I'm not doing any sauce or anything with it. I just typically put a little bit of hot sauce on as I eat it. So it was really simple, and I only used 6 eggs because I knew I was going to have a lot of other stuff. I did not have giant tortillas, so I just did it that way, and they're really, really good. But with the eggs, I always put in just a couple splashes of water with them, and my eggs always turn out really fluffy. Because I used the sausage pan, they don't look as good, and the pan's disgusting, but they turned out great. Okay, so I've diced up a bunch of vegetables and fruit to go in the pasta salad. I cut up a little bit of extra green onion to put in the breakfast burritos just because I like that. I'm gonna mix the dressing for the pasta salad, get that all combined and packed up, and then I will make the breakfast burritos. Okay, so the pasta salad recipe calls for a cup of ranch dressing, and I don't want that. So I'm going to make my own concoction. I'm gonna use yogurt. Too Good is my favorite yogurt. It's got like nothing in it. There's 2 grams of fat, 14 grams of protein. Like it's a good yogurt. So I'm going to take about half a cup of that and mix in just some of the Trader Joe's ranch seasoning. You could use Hidden Valley, whatever you want, or skip this step altogether. But I'm going to just mix that up to make a dressing. I might thin it a little bit, maybe some lemon juice or something, but we're just gonna do this first. Assemble my ready to eats a little differently this time because this is only for me and because I don't intend to add any other sides with it. I'm just going to make salads, and I debated on if I wanted to do mason jar or not, and I just opted to use my normal Tupperware to do it. But one of the ways that I eat pasta so that I still get full, but I also can increase the volume of nutrients and maybe a little bit less carbohydrate. Carbs aren't bad, but just to feel more satiated without it all being pasta, I always eat my pasta on greens. Regardless of it being a cold pasta or a hot pasta, I will also eat on top of greens. And you could just mix it in, but I just do it this way. I like the contrast of the cold and the hot. Maybe I'm weird. Anyways, so I have some spinach, and then I also prepared my kale. I have done this before on one of my food videos. I think it was Healthy Summer Meals, but I'll link it. But this is just my kale. If you buy kale like by the bunch and not like baby kale, it's good to prepare it before you eat it because it aids in digestion a little bit more. So what I did was I washed it, dried it, and then I put it in a bowl after I chopped it up. And then I put it in a bowl and I massaged it with lemon juice and salt. You could use olive oil, avocado oil, just some type of salt to kind of pull the moisture out and kind of help massage it through. And then I like the flavor of the lemon and the acidity of it, I think helps break it down a little bit more, but olive oil is really good too. But yeah, so I just did that to make my kale, and I like it chopped pretty small. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine my salad, and the chickpeas will go on last. I'm gonna sprinkle them on top, but yeah, that's what's happening. Also, I wouldn't eat hot pasta on top of like iceberg lettuce. That does not sound appealing to me, like warm iceberg. But maybe I'm just closed-minded. But the one thing about like the kale and the spinach is the darker the greens, the higher in like magnesium and other like vitamins and minerals it is. So the darker the better. That's why I like a good green kale and spinach. That I am down a lid on these. I reckon I need new Tupperware, but I'm very much a believer in use what you have. And I made it this far and I don't want to wash all of these, so I'm just gonna go with it. These are only for me anyways, so they'll still be delicious. Okay, so I have all of my prepped vegetables. We're almost done with these tomatoes, but I have some leftover celery and greens. I love these containers. I'll link them in the description. They are awesome. Still have some blueberries from the blueberry bushes outside. So we've got lots of fresh things that we can eat. Here, I was able to make a couple more breakfast burritos, which I'm thrilled about. So I have 7, and I opted not to put any of them in the freezer because that's one for every day of the week. And then there's our salads in the sad containers, but it works, it's fine. And then I do have some leftover potatoes and then just a little bit of sausage that we can throw together for dinner or breakfast. Other than that, that is the fridge. Okay, that is everything. That was quick, but also it took a while. It was kind of a weird mix of that, and it did use a lot of oven. So I'm thinking next week I might try to just not use the oven at all. So yeah, I hope that gave you some ideas. Those meals are protein packed with all of the chickpeas. There are a lot of micronutrients and vitamins mixed in with everything. So it's a really healthy option, especially given the type of pasta that I chose. Carbs, grains, things like that are not bad, but I like to have a broad variety of things in my meals. So That's why we went for chickpeas and hemp hearts, lots of omega-3s, lots of good vitamins and minerals mixed in. So you feel satiated and full, and you are also actually satiated and full of all of the good stuff. So yes, some of it was a little tedious. If I had like one of those choppers or whatever, all of that would have gone a lot faster, but I don't know, I'm old or lazy or cheap, I don't know. Maybe I'll invest in one and that will save me a lot of time. I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some ideas. I will link all of the recipes and all of the devices and things that I used in the description box below. So if you're curious what I'm using, it will be there and you can learn about them or get them or tell me if you've got something better. That I'm always open for that. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next Monday for meal prep. Otherwise, tune in Thursday for another cleaning video, and I'm excited. I'll see ya. Bye.